St. Helena Public Library is a small town library serving a population of about 10,000. Our community is rural, but it's also a popular vacation destination. We started offering adult programs once a week in 2008. In 2009, we increased that to twice a week and now offer between 8 and 10 a month. Our budget for adult programming is only $3,500 a year. From the very beginning, volunteers have been a huge part of the effort and its success. In the process of creating this program series, we have transformed our library in terms of service, public perception, and processes. And how we engage volunteers has probably changed the most. Before we started this program and this new use of volunteers, we pretty much had the traditional library volunteers, people who help to shelf books or read shelves, emptying bins, preparing children's crafts. These types of volunteers continue to help our library run smoothly. But our success with the adult programs, and particularly our relationship to the volunteers that helped make those programs successful, has changed how we perceive, approach, and use volunteers. Now when someone comes to us and wants to volunteer, one of the first things we ask them is, what do you want to do? And why do you want to do that for us? We still have more clerical and routine tasks, but even those have expanded, and for people who want to do those types of tasks, there are opportunities to be part of the excitement. In addition to using volunteers for our program series, we now use them for web development, interior decorating, outreach, and lots of other things that we would never have been able to do without the additional manpower and expertise these people bring to us.
Since we first started, I've been a key player in planning, executing, and marketing programs for adults. When Jennifer and Leslie and I first met about instituting this new series, we made a crucial decision that we would work together on this project as a team. We all brainstorm and bring ideas to the table, and we all share the workload. Adult programming is one of the ways we are making the library more relevant. It's our way of ensuring that the library continues to be relevant in people's lives by providing a service to engage people in new ways. We offer programs on food, wine, music, poetry, authors, games, educational forums, theater, foreign films, book discussion groups, much more. These programs serve as a gateway experience to other library services.
When the project was started, there was one volunteer on board, Robin. Now there are 8 or 9 volunteers who help out in some aspect of developing and managing programs. Some of these volunteers came to us, either they just wanted to help and they were assigned to this project, or they wanted to work especially on it. Others we've recruited from our audience members. We noticed that the same people turned out for specific types of programs, and they would often stay around and afterward chat. They would automatically start helping us clean up. We started grabbing those people and saying, we're doing this next month. Do you think you'd like to help? We don't wait for people to volunteer. We approach them because the more people we add, the more we are able to increase our reach. Some, like Tony, have become program leaders and core members of the programming team, and others just pitch in as needed.
I have a background as a writing coach, and I work with cookbook writers particularly. I'm also an author myself. I also arrange conferences for food and wine writers. And so when I semi-retired about a year ago, I really took steps on something that I had been doing for 23 years. For 23 years, every time I came to this library, I told myself, I'm going to volunteer here someday. And here I am. This is like a dream to me. I decided to volunteer. This is a beloved library in this whole town, and certainly to me. I help out in the children's room, and I love it. But I was quickly recruited also to help with the adult programming. This year, I'll be the lead coordinator for about 5 programs. I still get a lot of support from the team, and I also get to follow through with my ideas. So I'm having a lot of fun seeing my ideas come to fruition.
In fall of 2009, as we were starting to work on planning our programs for 2010, I announced that I would be having a baby in April. And we knew that as a result of that, our volunteer team was going to have to take on an even larger role in programming while I was gone on maternity leave through the summer. So we started talking about how that was going to happen, just kind of in brief terms. However, before we could really plan and make that transition, Mr. Ryan here decided to make an early appearance. He was born 10 weeks premature, and we were in, or at least I was in, an absolute panic about how things were going to continue working smoothly. No worries at all. Robin, our volunteer, came and met with me in my hospital room, and in about 15 to 30 minutes we transferred the reins of the program. She took the bull by the horns and handled all program administration for 5 months, including coordinating with the other volunteers. And the best part was I didn't even have to ask her to do it. She just stepped right in. If we hadn't already spent the time and effort in building that collaborative, supportive, trusting relationship, it never could have happened. But we've always worked collaboratively, and what has made it work is that I have complete faith in her and in our other volunteers' abilities to make decisions and get things done. So I got to rest easy and take care of this little guy while they ran the show. We originally started providing adult programs in an effort to engage and intrigue non-library users. Using volunteers furthers that effort by bringing in new people and involving them in the library. We're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. In using volunteers, we extend our ability to offer these new services and at the same time create an opportunity for people to participate in what the library offers the community.
When we first got started, staff had a number of issues. We had little experience, no budget, no space, no dedicated staff, no volunteer coordinator. Admittedly, these were justifiable concerns. But we knew that if we didn't try it, we'd never know what we were capable of. We found so many people willing to help with events. Local organizations and businesses, authors, professors, patrons. It was an opportunity to get to know the community, build partnerships, and pool resources. The program became a way to excite people into volunteering in new and creative ways.
Once we committed to doing programs for the benefit of adult patrons, we were finding ideas everywhere. People were coming out of the woodwork to offer programs. As word has spread about them, we have been amazed how many patrons approach us with program ideas. Some of those people came on as volunteers for a specific program or a one-time event, and many stayed and became part of our ongoing team or got on the list of go-to people for helping run errands or lend an extra pair of hands for setup. These programs have created an opportunity for people in our community to get to know the library. Once they see what others are doing to help out, they want to get involved too.
When I first came to the library, I just knew I wanted to help out at one of my favorite places in town. I had experience as a regional director of a large corporation, but I didn't have any experience in designing posters and flyers. But the library had a need for this job to be done, and I thought the challenge was really exciting. Well, it turns out that I'm having so much fun learning the new skills and putting them to use for the library that I've almost taken over creating posters and flyers for all of our events. I work directly with Robin Orsini, and I manage the volunteers who distribute the flyers around town, and that process has been very collaborative and exciting. None of us is a marketing expert, and the library doesn't really have one on staff, but we've all learned a lot just by doing it and by teamwork. When we first started out, our flyers weren't not very spectacular, but they got the job done. Over time, we've really developed a style, and in the last year, we've been told that our flyers are awesome. Earlier this year, I had to go to Nebraska for an extended period of time. And I wanted to continue my work with the library as much as I possibly could, even though I wasn't in town. So I went to the Grand Island Public Library and created flyers on their computers, and I emailed them to Robin and Jennifer. It worked out great.
I'm a remote volunteer. I'm in charge of posting program information to online calendars. The copy is sent to me by Robin, and I go online to fill out the proper forms to make certain the information is posted on local news websites, the chamber's site, local activity calendars, etc. I edit the copy to match the format requirements of the individual sites and make certain that email notifications of my postings are forwarded to library staff. I also recently started managing the library's Facebook page.
Hi, I'm Sylvia Lighthouse and I'm a volunteer for the library. I'm responsible for putting together the weekly email newsletter so I can work from anywhere, any time of day. This works well with my job as I travel a lot. Actually, several of us work remotely and so we communicate via email.
I know that fear sometimes holds libraries back from really utilizing volunteers. They are concerned people won't show up. They're also worried about giving up control or not being perfect. When mistakes happen with volunteers, and they do, we remind ourselves that mistakes could and do happen with paid staff as well. Just like paid staff can also leave you in a lurch by getting sick or quitting without notice. And just like with paid staff, we learn from the mistakes together. And if you really cultivate the relationship and focus on the person, not just the task, you can build something that's sustainable. We found that working with volunteers at this level can be very successful if we give a clear idea of what we want to accomplish. But it's also important to empower the volunteers, give them permission to be flexible, independent, and creative about how the job gets done. Communication between staff and volunteers with each other is key. Overall, we want the volunteer experience to be rewarding and fun.
At this point, the process is so well established and we have such faith in our volunteers that more than 80% of the work going into adult programming requires no work from paid staff at all. Volunteers have helped us stretch our programming and succeed by providing expertise, manpower, soliciting donations, promoting, and fundraising, all of which has contributed to our goal of making people aware that the library is a vital resource in our community. Another result of our volunteers working together with us on adult programming is that we've built lasting relationships with many individuals and groups throughout the community. Those people will appreciate and support the library for years to come. We have created a community of library advocates.
When we started out, we didn't really intend for the adult programs to be the base for our volunteer program. Rather, our goal was to create a library that is an integral part of the community and to change people's expectations and definition of what a library can be. But volunteerism became a natural part of that vision. It's all part of the circle. We couldn't do it without volunteers, and now that we are doing it, the volunteers are coming to us. People are reaching out to the library because we reached out to them.
I'm Robin Orsini. I'm a library volunteer.
I'm Tony Alebra, and I'm a volunteer at the Helena Public Library.
I'm Yvonne. I'm a library volunteer.
Hola, me llamo Norma Ferriz.
Hi, my name is Jack. And
My name is Dolores.
Robbie Andre.
Nancy Felling.
I'm Bob Darger.
Bob Long. I'm Bob Guy.
I'm Fraser.
I'm Polly Polly.
I'm Connie Wolfman.
Hi, I'm Joe.
Hi, I'm Susan Swannon.
Hi, I'm Kelly Bonnie Longley Dixon.
Hi, I'm Marvin.
My name is Lowell Smith, and I'm a library volunteer.